Look, I will talk my crap, but I am always one of the first to admit when I'm wrong. Well, usually I am, especially in this case. Yes, I saw the news about Aaron Rodgers. I've already clowned myself on Twitter, I clowned myself on TikTok, I guess I just gotta clown myself on YouTube now. I was wrong. What do you want me to do, a gritty with an Aaron Rodgers jersey on? There, you guys happy? Anyway, for those who haven't seen the news yet, Aaron Rodgers did announce that he plans to return to Green Bay this season. However, it seems like this is a little bit of a unique situation because if Aaron Rodgers comes back this year, his one condition is that he gets to pick where he wants to play next year. Which I'm not really sure if I've ever seen that in the NFL. I'm not complaining about it. If there's one man that can do that, it's Aaron Rodgers, don't get me wrong. But if that were the case, where do you think he would go? I know a lot of people say Denver. I think Washington. And I think he would be really, really good in Washington. I don't know, man. I guess only time will tell. What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, I know there's a few of you who will be annoyed with me, but guys, I just don't want to play baseball today. I don't know, like, I'm just in a football mode, but like, the thought of waking up and playing MLB The Show this morning, I would have rather went to a 9-to-5 job. Like, it just did not sound appealing to me whatsoever. So, today we are going to be going back and re-ranking every single NFL running back. Starting running back, that is, not every single running back. That would take 5 hours. Last time we did this video was about 6 months ago, so I'm sure there will be some significant changes on this list. Well, at least I hope. For those of you who don't know, we are only 3 weeks away from early access to Madden 22, so that means in 21 days we will no longer have to worry about Madden 21 on this channel. Thank God. If you guys haven't gotten a chance yet, head over to gfuel.com, use code WyattzWorld, you can save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. And one final thing, guys, please check my social medias out there in the description of this video. Anyway, let's get on to the running backs. Alright, so I'm down in this corner again because I want to give you guys full view of the actual tier list. We changed it up a little bit today as far as the ladder goes. Not a whole lot. At the top, instead of elite, we just have top 5 now. Below that, we have very good, obviously speaks for itself. A step below that on the ladder would be solid, meaning they're good, they're just not really anything spectacular, not that I think at least. Below that, we have serviceable, meaning you can use them need be, maybe for a week or two, but you don't want to use them long term. And then on the bottom, we have not ideal, or to be mean about it, dog shit. They don't necessarily mean the same thing, but they are just one category. The reason I changed elite to top 5 is just so people don't get confused anymore, because that's what elite meant, was just top 5. But I'll try to incorporate the elite voice if I remember to. Also, I plan to go a little bit quicker during this list just because the average tier list video takes me about 2 hours to record and I don't want that to happen again. So we're going to try and be a little bit swifter with the list this time. Anyway, let's start it off. We got Jacob Dobbins. Or did I say Jacob? J.K. Dobbins. I always say Jacob. He's definitely... What the fuck is going on with this? Apparently the tier list isn't fucking working. Jesus Christ. He is solid, absolutely solid. He only played 1 year, but he averaged 6 yards a carry after 801 rushing yards. Like, I'm not gonna say anything bad about him. However, I unfortunately don't think it's really gonna be his year yet. It's not him. I just think that the Ravens offense is still gonna be heavily orientated around Lamar's legs instead of his. But in the little bit of time he did play, he was definitely good. I'll take him at solid. All right, up next we got Leonard Fullback, or Leonard Fournette, whatever you want to call him. I don't think, I mean, he's definitely solid, we'll say that, but I don't think that he is a top 10 running back. I think that's insanity. I think he is far from the worst. I just don't like Leonard Fournette. I don't want a guy who is going to average under 4 yards a carry. I don't want a guy who we're just going to get up to the red zone and punch him through at the 1 yard line for a touchdown. You can do that with anyone. Up next, we got Chase Edmunds. Serviceable? He's not ass. He's actually a pretty good receiving back, I'm not gonna lie. I think he had like 4 or 5 touchdowns this year. I could honestly probably put him up in solid. I just don't ever get to watch Chase Edmunds. And when I do see him play, it's just because he's backing up whoever is hurt, which is the definition of a serviceable role. Up next, we've got Kareem Hunt. Very good. If he had a starting job, he'd be a top 5 running back in the league, no doubt about it. I still sit here and stare at this season, and I wonder what could have been if he didn't end it halfway through the season. This was the year he got suspended. He had 14 touchdowns halfway through. It was just absolutely absurd. By far one of the most talented running backs in the league. He is good at everything he does. Kind of like Christian McCaffrey, except Christian McCaffrey doesn't kick women in the head. Kareem Hunt's still a beast. Cleveland, you're lucky to have him. Up next, we got Naim Heinz. Now, he's serviceable, but he's underrated as shit. He is a really, really good receiving back. Running back, I didn't get to watch him a whole lot. I watched Jonathan Taylor run more than him. But kind of like McKissick, I don't know if he's on this list. I don't see J.D. McKissick, at least right now. This guy's a beast at catching the ball, and he's really fucking fast too, man. Up next, we got Deandre Swift. Solid. Again, haven't gotten to see a ton out of him yet. He's only been in the league for 1 year. He wasn't even starting for most of it. He was just productive. I think he was productive with his legs too. I don't know what he had exactly for yards. Right here, you can even see 521 rushing yards, 4.6 yards a carry, 8 touchdowns, 357 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. It's just unfortunate that he's on a shitty team and a shitty organization. Up next, we got Raheem Mostert. I always say his name wrong. Dude, I am not putting him anywhere above just solid. Fuck off. The only reason this guy is good is because if he breaks free, there's nobody that can catch him. Otherwise, he's just solid. He is what he is. Plus, the guy's like 30. People think he's young for some reason. He's not. He's old as fuck, too. I don't think he's ever broken 1,000 yards in a season. He is hurt constantly. He's fucking fine. Up next, we got Delvin Cook, obviously top 5. On his feet, I think he is the dirtiest runner in the game. I don't necessarily think he is the best. He's like top 2. This guy is the definition of a juke move, though. On Madden, you do the flip sticks or whatever, the spin moves, the jukes. Okay, what you see on the games, that's who he is in real life. Crazy good on his feet, man. Super good. He can catch the ball. He's fast as fuck. Through 1,500 rushing yards, he averaged 5 yards a carry and 16 touchdowns in 2020. I'm absolutely comfortable putting him in top 5. All right, up next we've got Myles Gaskin. I don't think serviceable is fair for Gaskin. I think that he has potential to be the #1 guy in Miami. He is solid. Running, not as much. Like, he wasn't bad running. I think he was just kind of meh. But he was good at receiving. Like, he was a really good receiving back, actually. I don't remember exactly when he took over as the guy in Miami, but when he got the starting job, fantasy football at least, he was always a hidden gem. Up next, we got Mike Davis. Okay, solid. I'm not going to say he's very good. Jesus Christ. He didn't even average 4 yards a fucking bump last year, and everybody thought that he was so goddamn good after Christian McCaffrey got hurt. He was, in fantasy football, especially really good for a couple weeks. After that, though, he didn't do shit. Not bad, but he's not anything more than solid, and he probably will not be a starting running back on Atlanta after this year. Up next, we got James Robinson. Oh, shit. I'm going to give him very good, dude. I was impressed with James Robinson. To me, if you're undrafted and you can come into Jacksonville, a 1 in 15 shitty fucking team, and he gets 1,300 all-purpose yards and 10 touchdowns that year, I thought he was excellent, man. I'm going to keep him there. Up next, we've got Chris Carson. I still think he's very good, too. People shit on him. If he's healthy, he's going to rush for 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. That's good. That's always good. Why would anybody not want that? He's done that every year he's been in the league besides this last year because he got hurt, and his rookie year because Rashad Penny was supposed to be the starter. When given opportunities and healthy, he has been an above-average running back from the moment he stepped foot in Seattle. Up next, we've got Todd Gurley. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that entire mess. I want nothing to do with him. 9 touchdowns for 3.5 yards a carry on 600 yards. That is goal line punch. That is it. You know what I said about Leonard Fullback? No, literally with Todd Gurley. That's all he's been doing. But yeah, no, respect him. I know he was really good at one point. He can't help arthritis, but his career is pretty much fucked. Up next, Jamal Williams. Very, very underrated running back. Serviceable. He's never going to get the #1 job, especially sitting behind D Swift now. Whenever this guy got to play when Aaron Jones is out, he's been a fucking beast. And he can catch. He had like 5 receiving touchdowns last year, or 2 years ago, I think it was. Either way, dude, Detroit fans especially, if Swift ever goes out and you're like, oh shit, we're screwed. No, you're not. You're in good shape. All right, up next, we've got Zeke. Yeah, he's very good. He's depleting every single year. We've seen that. Literally, his numbers are depleting. He's looking skinnier, sleeker, better than ever. They say that every year about every player ever, but I'll give into the hype a little bit. If he's got himself in shape, Dak is back, Dallas has got a good O-line. Zeke should do just fine this year. He'll bounce back. Up next, we've got Cam Akers. Who knows? Played like a little bit of last season. He looked great. Now he tore his Achilles. He won't be playing this year. That's all I can say about him. Up next, we got James Conner. No, he's going to be on Arizona now, splitting with Chase Edmunds. I honestly think I would rather have Chase Edmunds over James Conner, but I have seen James Conner make some really good catches. Just as a running back, I would want absolutely nothing to do with him. Up next, Antonio Gibson. Excellent. I will give it to him because he was absolutely ridiculous last year. He didn't get to play a whole lot last year, but when he did play, he averaged nearly 5 yards a carry through 800 yards and had 11 touchdowns, also receiving for 200 or 300 yards. Every single analyst I've seen that has talked about him, including Ron Rivera, who is the ex-coach of Christian McCaffrey himself, has even said that this is going to be, I don't like saying this, but the next Christian McCaffrey. He's going to be a beast and he's going to run the league. Up next, we got the Tay Train, Latavius Murray. Serviceable. He's not bad. Not bad at all. When he came to Minnesota and Delvin Cook got hurt, he did more than what we asked him to. When Alvin Kamara has been hurt and he's played in the Saints, he has done much more than he's been asked to. And if that isn't enough, go look back on the Raiders when he first entered the league. He still wasn't that bad. I'm not going to give him anything above serviceable just because he does not play. Hardly at all behind Kamara, but when he does, he's good. I like Latavius Murray. I'll always have respect for Latavius Murray. Up next, we got Austin Eckler. You guys already know how I feel about him. I think he is fantastic as well. He's not exactly just a running back. He's a dual threat because he's just as big of a receiving back. He might only rush for 600-700 yards and 6 touchdowns, but he's going to catch for another 600-700 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's going to do whatever you ask him to for little money at an elite level. I fucking love Austin Eckler. All right, up next, we got David Montgomery, and I will play devil's advocate here. He is very good. 1,000 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns, 438 receiving yards, and I think 2 or 3 touchdowns. If I can put James Robinson up here and David Montgomery down here, I'm going to have Chicago Bears fans driving to Minnesota and shooting me with a gun by the end of the night. And I agree with him. No, I think he's good. I think he's excellent. It worries me a little bit that Tariq Cohen's coming back. It's going to take a little bit away from him. But if anything, last year just showed Chicago that this can be their guy for the upcoming season. The season after that, you know, something Chicago's not really used to. They might have a franchise running back here, and I like him a lot. David Montgomery, very good. Up next, Jonathan Taylor. I have half a mind to put him in elite. I love that guy. 5 yards a carry as a rookie through 1,200 receiving yards and 11 touchdowns. That's unfucking believable. I thought Antonio Gibson was impressive. That is even better than that. I think he is going to be so good. If you're the Colts, you gotta use him. And if you're a Colts fan right now, I am so excited for you guys. He's amazing. Up next, Derrick Henry, obviously top 5. He is the best pure runner in the game. Clearly, he had 2,000 rushing yards last year. All right, up next, we've got Kamara. Now, thinking long and hard because he's fighting for a spot with another guy on this list, but I'll give it to him. Kamara's top 5 as well. He's been one of the best receiving backs in the league since he entered the league. I think as a receiving back, his production is going to decrease. As a running back, it's going to increase. His overall production, I think it'll remain about the same this year. He's going to be a top 5 guy. He's going to be really good. He's always going to be an asset in New Orleans. I just think if Jameis Winston's the quarterback, who he should be at least, New Orleans has got an arm. All right, up next, the only guy on this list I hate more than Todd Gurley is David Johnson. Go fuck yourself. I'm not even talking about him. His numbers weren't that bad last year, honestly, compared to what they were since he flopped in Arizona. The only thing about it is that his bounce back numbers were as good as any solid player's number, actually a little bit worse. And I'm pretty sure he's like 30 years old too. Like, honestly, go to hell, David Johnson. All right, up next we have Devin Singletary. Serviceable, I guess. Buffalo would use him. We could see him play a little bit more. His rookie year, he had 700 yards, averaged 5 yards a carry. That's good. I love him to death. He's a Bill, but they just don't use him. All right, up next we've got Phillip Lindsay. Now this is a good one to talk about because this guy, he's actually good. The year he came into the league was the year Royce Freeman got drafted by Denver as well. Phillip Lindsay, by the way, I believe was also undrafted. Royce Freeman was a 3rd round pick. I picked him in fantasy. Phillip Lindsay came in that year, just stole the job right from him. Rushed for 1,000 yards and I think like 8 touchdowns, something like that. The following year repeated himself. He's also a good receiving back too. And then in 2020, Denver signed Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay's, well, his role it was erased. And now he plays in Houston alongside David Johnson and Mark Ingram. Like, he definitely should be the starting back there. I'm gonna put him as serviceable because he just doesn't fucking play as much anymore. But if he did, he would absolutely be solid. Up next, we've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Solid. He was good last year. As a rookie, as his standards, people were drafting him like 4th overall, like he was supposed to be some sort of god. I thought it too, and he wasn't bad, but he was not those kind of standards. Definitely not bad. I just would like to see him play a little bit more, which he should this year, considering Le'Veon Bell will not be returning. And I don't think Damian Williams is there anymore either, so we'll see. Up next, we've got Joe Mixon. You guys know I love this man, and I do think he is excellent. Guy who is always great when he plays, but he has had an injury problem too. Whenever he's been healthy, Joe Mixon, he's a 1,000-yard runner. He's going to get you a handful of touchdowns, and he's going to be able to catch the ball. Now, the turn about him. He is a receiving back. The only reason he hasn't been a solidified one is because Giovanni Bernard also happens to be one of the best receiving backs in all of football, was on the Bengals. Now, he went to Tampa Bay, meaning Joe Mixon's going to be a 3-down back this year. He's going to be the guy. He's going to be running, he's going to be catching, he is going to be on that field 90% of the offensive plays. I'll say 1,100 rushing yards and 500 receiving yards. He is going to be really good this year if he doesn't get hurt. All right, up next we've got Christian McCaffrey, top 5 back, absolutely. He dropped a little bit this year just because like he didn't play and we got to see more of guys like Delvin and Derek, but he is still one of the absolute best pure athletes in the world right now. One of the best players in the NFL right now as well. You know, I've put guys in this list like Gibson, you know, and Eckler who can do things at an elite level. McCaffrey does everything at their best levels. All right, up next, the other top 5 guy, Nick Chubb. Absolutely, he's top 5. This guy is a beast. Dude, he doesn't go down. Like, this guy doesn't get tackled. If Nick Chubb was sprinting at me full speed and I hit him with a car, I'm fairly fucking certain he would be fine and my car would be totaled. He had 1,500 rushing yards in 2019. Last year off of, I think, 11 or 12 games? Still had 1,000 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns while splitting carries with Kareem Hunt. Like I said, I sleep better at night knowing that he is out there watching over me somewhere. I love Nick Chubb more than life its fucking self. I was talking about this the other day on Twitter too. He would beat the shit out of The Rock. You put Nick Chubb and The Rock in a fist fight, The Rock's almost 50 years old. I don't care how short Nick Chubb is. He is a brute. He would kick the shit out of him. Nick Chubb, I honestly think he could stop a fucking war if he wanted to. You shoot that man, bullets are just going to deflect off of him. He's dominant! All right, up next we got Josh Jacobs, mini Nick Chubb, a very, very good running back. I call him mini Nick Chubb because he is extremely hard to tackle as well. You watch people try to tackle Josh Jacobs, they're going to be bouncing off like a fucking pinball machine. Not a huge receiving back, but dude, he's a good runner. He's a hard runner. He's a powerful runner. It just sucks that Kenyon Drake is going to take some of that away from him. All right, up next we've got Ronald Jones. Oh, shit. Definitely like solid. I look at him and Fournette as like the same. I would never wake up and fly out of bed and run to my phone to draft Ronald Jones. But like, I'll put him above serviceable. He plays every week. He's productive every week. He does what he's supposed to do. He's just not the best at it, you know? All right, up next we got Aaron Jones. This is the guy that I was honestly kind of fighting for up here a little bit with Kamara. Very good, borderline elite running back. I talked my shit about him. I talked my shit about Rodgers, and I admitted I was wrong right away. Now, yeah, he didn't have 16 touchdowns or whatever the hell he had like he did 2 years ago. Still had over 1,000 yards, like 9 touchdowns and 5.5 yards a carry with 200 receiving yards. Not even really like a step back. I called this guy red zone dependent, and that stat line that I just named off to you is everything but red zone dependent. Like, I'm a fucking idiot for ever even saying that about him. He's good, and he's probably the best running back Green Bay has had in, well, fuck, I don't know, since Amon Green. All right, up next we've got Wayne Gellman. He's an interesting one too. I don't think he's dog shit at all. I think he's serviceable. Whenever Saquon's been out, he's been fucking good. It happened last year and it happened this year when Saquon got out and Devontae Freeman got hurt. He went in and he was still good. Backflip, holy shit, I found a diamond in the rough kind of guy, but Wayne Gellman's definitely like a, oh, our running back's out for the rest of this game, I think we're in good hands kind of guy. Wayne Gellman, a matter of fact, is just like this guy. Alexander Madison, also a serviceable running back. Whenever Delvin Cook has been hurt, he's been great. He is Delvin Cook, except he's more of a physical version of him. All right, up next we've got Miles Sanders. He's solid. I don't know. I don't really care for him. I just did a this or that on him. I don't love him. I don't hate him. He gets hurt from time to time. His team isn't the best. I don't necessarily think he's the best, but he hasn't done anything to show me that he, you know, is bad. He hasn't exactly even had a fair opportunity. So for now, I'll just be fair and honestly give him a solid. Up next, we've got Melvin Gordon. Ooh. A lot of people think he fell off. He's not fallen off. He was hurt one year. He opted out another year. This last year, he signed with Denver. He didn't quite hit 1,000 yards. He was really close to it, but he had like 9 touchdowns as well. I think he's underrated. I just don't. I'm going to put him as solid, though. I don't think he's... I don't want to put him in very good. I just can't. But he's not fallen off, and he's by no means dog shit. Up next, we got Kenyon Drake. Another one that I want to put in serviceable, but like he is solid. He gets the job done. I just don't think he's a number one guy. I think that's when he starts to suck, when his workload gets to be too much for him. You know, if he comes in and plays third down for Josh Jacobs, that would be absolutely marvelous. That would be a fantastic role for him to be. He'd have full energy. He'd have a really good opportunity to make something of it there. But if they're going to alternate him and Jacobs just like every other carry, honestly, I think it's going to be fucking pointless. All right, last but not least, we got Saquon. No, he's not in solid. I just had to grab him because his fucking picture morphed up there just like that. I don't know what the hell that is. Anyway, Saquon Barkley, very good. I don't think he's in like a top 5 right now. He hasn't played a full season since his rookie year, but he's still arguably a top 10 running back right now. I think he will bounce back. I'm not going to lie, it scared the shit out of me to see that last year he averaged 1.6 yards a carry for the game he did play. And don't say O-line, Wayne Gellman was 10 times better than him when he played. Not saying he's a better running back, I'm just saying like something was up with Saquon last year. Anyway, I expect him to bounce back in a pretty significant way. He'll hit over 1,000 if he's healthy for certainty. But I feel like with the Kenny Golladay thing, they're going to be more pass orientated than, well, they have in previous years. They have a better receiving core than they have. And there you guys have it. That was me re-ranking every NFL running back. Alright guys, and that is going to be all for this video. I really hope you guys liked that ranking video. It was a re-ranking of something I did like 6 months ago, so I think I gave it enough time. If you guys did like this video, you already know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe guys, turn the little bell on. I post every single day. Like I said, I don't plan to be done with MLB The Show or anything. I'm just not in a baseball mood, and this morning I did not want to play it at all, so I did this instead. If you guys want to send something to my P.O. box or follow me on any social medias, every link will be in the description of this video. With all that stuff being said, however, I'm going to hop off and edit it so you guys can watch it on time. Guys, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, I will see you in the next video.